Welcome back to Claustrophobia, the Mission 1, the Survivors playthrough. When last we saw our survivors, there are 3 left. The Blade for Hire is near death, and we need to roll initiative dice for the human players. So let's go to the player boards, roll up their dice, and see what they're going to try to do this turn. Okay, here we are at the player boards, and the Blade for Hire has 5 wounds of his 6 spots. He's 1 away from death. Only the number 6 is available. The Brute has a damage in the number 2 spot, and our Redeemer is still fully healed. So let's roll 3 dice and see what they get for to put in their spots. And we get 2 2s and a 5. So let me think about that for a minute, and we'll come back. Okay, I've assigned the dice to the characters. I've given the Redeemer a 2. He is going to be able to use the Aura of Courage this turn, and he will give the Aura of Courage over to the Condemned Brute. So he will be able to, he'll have +1 movement, +1 combat, and +1 defense. And I've given him the 5, which gives him 1 movement, so he'll have 2 movement this time, 3 combat, and 6 defense because of the Aura of Courage. Now I've applied a 2 to our Condemned Blade for Hire. The 2 is a damaged position, but I am going to use his 1 Blessed ability. The Redeemer can use Blessed once per scenario, so I'm using it this turn, and I'm going to bless the Blade for Hire. And when I bless him, I get to remove the damage from the number 2 spot as well. So he's going to have, I'm going to give him +1 movement. So he's going to have 2 movement, 2 combat, and 4 defense. And the Redeemer is on 2, having used Aura of Courage. He is going to have 1 movement, 2 combat, and 4 defense. Okay, I think that's the best we can do right now. Let's head over to the board, see if we can explore some more tiles and take out some troglodytes and possibly escape this place. All right, let's begin with the human activation phase. There are 2 troglodytes here. I'm going to have the Brute right now is going to, actually he can't do that yet. Because the way the timing works, I have to activate our Redeemer first, because he actually, during his activation, which will be right now, he casts the Aura of Courage on the Brute. So I'm going to have him move 1 space into the tentacle area, and then I will use his 1 attack to try and take out one of these troglodytes. So let's go ahead and see if we get a 3 or better, and he does not. So the Redeemer does not take out the troglodyte. However, he casts the Aura of Courage on the Brute, and now the Brute has 2 movement, 3 attack, and a 6 defense. So he's going to use right now his 3 attack, try to take out these 2 troglodytes. And he only takes out 1 of them. That's not great. Oh, that's actually, sorry, we're in the tentacle room, so 1 hit counts as 2 hits, and he actually does take out both troglodytes. I almost forgot about the tentacle room. Okay, so that was the Brute's attack. Now he still has movement, and because he has been blessed with the Aura of Courage, he gets a +1 movement. So he's going to have a total of 2 movements. So he's going to move out of this space over here, and he goes into the first room here, which is actually, this is the Infernal Mechanical Device. Forget exactly what it means, but the first time you move into this room, it gives the demon player 1 more die of destiny to roll during the threat phase. So that's not so good. However, that's move 1, and the demons have to set the dice to 8, so we'll stick that here. And the Brute is going to move 1 more time down here. And I don't know what this tile is. And this tile here has got this symbol on it, and let's see, the demons have to orient this tile, so they'll do it this way. This will become a 9, and I have to look at that symbol, and that symbol means a hole in the ground. It says when this tile is played, the demon player must place a hole in the ground marker on another tile already in play. The troglodytes can spend 1 movement to move between a tile with a hole in the ground and the other tile that has a hole, this action is considered to be a movement, but the blocking rule and the impressive talent have no effect on it. Okay, so what I need to do is get one of these hole in the ground tokens and decide where I'm going to put it. And I think I'm going to put it over here, which means if I bring troglodytes onto the board here, they can go right from here to that space in one movement. So that's, again, good for the demon player, not so good for the human player. So that's the brute's turn over. And now we have the Blade for Hire, who has been blessed. He's had one line of healing, and he can move to, he's got the +1 movement for the blessing. So he's going to go 1, 2, and move here with the brute. And that is going to be the end of the human activation turn. So we have the Redeemer here in the tentacle room all by himself with the dead body of the blonde Blade for Hire. And now let's go over to the demon board and the threat phase. Alright, here we are on the demon board, and because that one infernal device tile had come up, instead of rolling 3 dice this time, we're going to actually get to roll 4 dice. Alright, let's see what the demon player is going to do this time. He gets, let's see what he gets, 5, 6, a 4, and a 1. Just give me a minute to think about that. I'll come back and assign the dice to the board. Okay, I have assigned the 4 dice. I've got 2 dice that they either need to be all even or all odd. So I have 2 odd dice, the 1 and 5. That's going to give me a total of 4 threat tokens. And I put 2 into the Dark Destiny area. It's a dark text, so you can do it as many times as you like. Both dice are 3 or higher. That allows me to draw 2 cards, 1 for each. So I got 2 cards, and let's see what they are. Okay, we've got another suicide attack, which is play this card, they get +2 combat, but the troglodyte disappears at the end of the attack. And the other one is, ooh, this sounds good, terror. Play this card during the threat phase, which would be now. Move a condemned warrior of your choice to a neighboring tile connected by an opening without applying the blocking rule. So you basically can make one of the warriors go in any direction that you want. Okay, so let's go back to the board. I have 4 threat to spend, and we'll see if I can get some troglodytes on the board and maybe do some more damage. Okay, here we are back at the board. Now I'm going to spend the 4 threat and bring 4 troglodytes onto the board. I'm going to bring on 2 of them here, and this is an opening, and I can bring 2 of them on here. And now it is the demon activation phase. What's still the threat phase right now. It's not actually the activation until I move or attack with them. And so what I'm going to play is I'm actually going to play the terror card. It says play this during the threat phase. Move a condemned warrior of your choice to a neighboring tile connected by an opening without applying the blocking rules. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our Redeemer and I'm going to shove him even farther back over here with the 2 troglodytes to get him as far away from the opening as possible. So he really has a long way to travel, and I believe he can only move 1 space every turn anyway, so that works out well in my favor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these 2 troglodytes are going to do a move into here, and they are both going to attack the Blade for Hire. Let me have a look. His defense is 4, and the Brute's defense would actually be 6. So yes, they're both going to attack the Blade for Hire. Alright, so we're just going to roll both of them right now. And again, I said the Blade for Hire's defense is a 4. So they need a 4 or better. And that's 2 misses. Wow. Good for the human players. Troglodytes miss, so nothing happens there. However, we have 2 troglodytes over here, and they are going to be attacking the Redeemer. The Redeemer has a defense of 4 as well, so let's see if they can do any damage to him. And that's 2 hits. Alright, so the Redeemer takes 2 damage, and now they can still move, so I'm going to have 1 troglodyte move here because he can move over to this space because there's more troglodytes. Actually, this one could move as well, and I think he will. Sorry, Retro, I'm not going to do that because they take extra damage in there. So I'll leave them both there. And that's actually going to mean that he is going to be stuck, not able to leave until he takes out at least one troglodyte. Okay, let's go over and put the 2 damage on the Redeemer and take a look at that. Okay, the Redeemer now has to take 2 damage. I think I'm going to block off... I will block off number 4 and number 6. I want to leave 2 and 5 open so at least he can use these abilities. Okay, let's go back to the board, do a recap, and that one, I guess, will be the end of turn 5. All right, here we are wrapping up. 2 troglodytes came in from the Infernal Device machine and attacked the Blade for Hire, missing him. We're at number 9, which means 1 tile and 1 more is going to be the exit. The Blade for Hire has 4 damage on him out of 6. The Brute has 1 damage out of 6. And the Redeemer now has 2 damage out of 6. And he's sitting here with 2 troglodytes and the whole space. All right. So with that going, that is going to be the end of turn 5. Join me next time for turn 6, and we'll see what other horrible things the demons can unleash on the humans, or whether the humans can find the exit, and at least 2 of them try to get out of here. All right, thanks for watching. Join me next time for turn 6.